Hi, I'm Coco, and today I'm facing one of life's biggest questions. What does it mean to be free? Humans always say they love freedom. They make songs about it, movies about it, even speeches. But then they spend their days locked inside boxes, staring at glowing rectangles and following schedules tighter than my collar. So tell me, who's really free here? Today, my humans decided to set me free. They opened the door to the outside world. They said, "Go explore, Coco." I felt the wind. I smelled the grass. And then I noticed they had attached a rope. Yes, a leash. My freedom comes with strings attached. Literally. But I won't complain, at least not yet. Because every great explorer starts somewhere. And if this is my jungle, I'm ready to discover it all. I took my first step into the unknown. The sun hit my skin like a warm invitation. The world smelled different, alive, full of secrets. Every leaf whispered stories. Every sound was a new language. And as I walked, I thought, maybe freedom isn't about running wild. Maybe it's about understanding what keeps you moving. Still, I can't stop thinking, if freedom has a leash, does that make humans prisoners of their own routines too? So there I was, walking through the garden. Every step felt like an adventure. A new smell, a tiny sound, a leaf that moved for no reason. It was chaos, but beautiful chaos. Then something strange happened. I looked at the leash again. It wasn't pulling me. I was pulling it. It followed me everywhere, like a shadow that refused to let go. And I thought, maybe humans have their own leashes too. Not made of rope, but of habits, deadlines, and that little device they can't stop touching. You know the one. They're tied to it all day, checking, scrolling, worrying. They say they're free, but they never stop running in circles. Meanwhile, I'm here, a cat in a garden connected to a leash, but somehow more free than they are. Because I'm present. I feel the sun, the grass, the warm air that smells like life itself. Maybe freedom isn't about going far. It's about noticing where you are. At that moment, a butterfly passed in front of me. Bright yellow, dancing like it owned the world. I froze. And then instinct took over. I leapt just for fun. Missed, of course. But I didn't care. For a second, I wasn't on a leash. I was just alive. After a while, I sat down under a tree. The world was quiet, except for the wind whispering through the leaves and a few birds arguing about something important. And I thought, maybe humans should have leashes too. Not to control them, but to remind them to stop. To pause, to feel the earth under their feet, to remember that there's a sky above their heads, not just a screen in front of their eyes. Because when you stop for a second, the world becomes louder in the best way. You start hearing what you were too busy to notice. The sound of your own breathing, your thoughts finding space, your heart catching up with time. Maybe freedom isn't doing whatever you want. Maybe it's learning when to stop wanting. Humans chase happiness like it's hiding somewhere far away. But cats, we just sit down and let happiness come to us. That's our secret. So next time you feel trapped by your leash, try to act like a cat. Take a slow walk, smell something weird, listen to silence, and for a moment, just exist. Because maybe, just maybe, the leash isn't holding you. You're holding it. When I came back to the house, my human smiled and said, "Did you have fun, Coco?" Fun. That word doesn't even come close. I discovered an entire new planet out there. A planet made of smells, sounds, and colors that no phone screen could ever show. I sniffed 3 kinds of grass, talked to a butterfly who clearly had no sense of personal space, and almost became friends with a snail until he challenged me to a race. He was confident, I'll give him that. But let's just say he's still on his way to the finish line. At first, I thought the garden was just a giant litter box with better decoration. But then something strange happened. While I was exploring, my human stopped staring at that shiny rectangle they always carry. Their head went up, their eyes started to move. They were actually seeing things, and for a moment I saw something even rarer than a laser dot that stands still. I saw my human smiling. No notifications, no scrolling, just the wind, the light, and a very handsome Sphynx walking on a leash. That's when it hit me. Maybe this wasn't just a walk for me. Maybe I was walking them. Maybe humans need someone to remind them that the world doesn't fit inside a screen. That sunlight feels warmer than a like, and that grass under your paws feels better than Wi-Fi under your feet. You know, humans are funny creatures. They build these big houses, fill them with lights, and then forget what the real sun looks like. They chase numbers, but never chase butterflies. They talk about connection, but they forget the kind that doesn't need a password. I once overheard my humans saying they wanted to disconnect, so I unplugged the Wi-Fi router for them. You're welcome. They didn't thank me, but I could feel the gratitude in their screams. But that day, in the garden, something changed. For a moment, time slowed down. You know, cats understand time better than humans. We don't count hours, we measure moments. A nap in the sun, the sound of a bird, that perfect second before a jump. Humans could learn a lot from that. You keep running, planning, calculating, but you forget to pause. To stretch your soul the way I stretch my paws. And here's a secret. The garden taught me more about humans than 1,000 hours of watching them scroll. When they finally put that phone down, they start to look more alive. Their breathing changes, their eyes soften. It's like they remember who they were before the notifications started ringing. So now, every time I go out, I pretend it's me who needs the leash. But deep down, I know I'm the one guiding them back to reality. Maybe that's what we cats are really for. Not just to entertain, but to wake you up. To remind you that life isn't waiting inside a feed. It's waiting outside your door. And if you're listening to this right now, maybe this is your sign. Go outside. Feel the ground. Listen to the world. And if you see a small Sphynx cat staring at you, don't worry. I'm just checking that you're paying attention. Because freedom isn't about running fast. It's about noticing. About remembering that the biggest adventures sometimes happen in the quietest places. So next time you touch the grass, remember me. Coco, the cat who walks on a leash but lives freer than most humans online.